And welcome back to another episode of The Movie Hoppers. And today we have a special guest. Oh, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Lily, part two.
Yes, Lily Part 2, because she was on the Annabelle episode. No, she was not. She was on the Child Play episode.
Chucky, yeah.
Yeah. And she anticipated this podcast so much that she didn't get any sleep last night. So, yeah.
Yep, that's what happened.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened, word for word, what she told me. And today we are reviewing the probably the most anticipated Disney remake, I think, yet. The Lion King 2019. So, um, like last time we had a veteran Chucky fan, today we have a veteran Lion King fan. So I guess we'll let you do the opening statements. What did you think about The Lion King 2019?
Um, it was like literally the same. Like they were just, prettier lions, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, like word for word, almost exactly the same.
Do you see that as a bad thing?
No, I thought it was a good thing. I
Hmm.
mean, um, I didn't really want them to change the story that much. Because like they changed the Mulan plot and everyone's going psycho. So
Yeah.
they probably knew better. Nobody even likes Mulan. They probably knew better not to do it with The Lion King. People actually like that movie. So, um, yeah, I didn't mind that they kept it like mostly the same because I felt like it hit like memories.
Yeah, nostalgia.
Yeah, but it was like prettier lions. So
Yeah. Um, well, I am not as enthralled in the Lion King um community or whatever as you are. But I've got to say I did not like this movie at all. I didn't like the I did not like the live action look, the realistic look because the lions didn't have any emotion.
yeah, you're right.
Like I remember I don't know a lot about Lion King, but I do remember that one scene where the herd of whatever is going into the gorge, and in the animated
Wildebeest.
yeah, yeah. And in the animated version, you see Simba and he's like he doesn't say anything, but you can see on his face he's like, "Holy fucking shit, I'm going to die. Oh my god." Just on his
Yeah,
face.
you're right. And in this one, he
Yeah.
was just
It's like
mildly bothered. He was like, "Oh, I should probably start running,"
yeah,
but didn't. Like, yeah, I see that.
yeah, it's like the same face you'd make when looking at a tree. It was like they but I mean, I guess that's inherently a problem when because I don't think animals can emote a lot of emotions to humans. So like,
Yeah.
but I guess that begs the question, why make this movie in the first place?
Well, I feel like if you compare the two. So I really like the cartoon one,
Mhm.
obviously. But then even though like you said the lions didn't have much emotion, lions are also my favorite animal. So the fact that instead of them being like um I like the whole surrounding was more realistic,
Yeah.
I guess. Like Timon and Pumbaa had their other little animal friends, and there were more animals involved with the setting than just like the three hyenas from the original, the three hyenas, Scar, Timon and Pumbaa, and then like Simba.
Mhm.
Like there was more than that.
Yeah.
So I thought that was cool, but I do agree with you. The lines not having emotion was kind of just like, oh, dang.
Also, did you see that I noticed this, I don't know if anybody else did, but there was this one time where there was voiceover, but the line wasn't moving his mouth like at all.
No, I didn't
Uh,
notice. When
oh,
was it?
okay. It was like in the like when Mustafa or whatever was bringing
His name's Mufasa.
Mufasa
Anyway.
when Mufasa was bringing Simba around patrol, like for the first time, there was this part where like they were walking towards the camera, and Mufasa was like saying stuff, but his mouth wasn't moving, and
Hmm.
like in live action movies that happens a lot when like a director wants to like at the last minute put in like a line or something, but this was main dialogue and it's an animated movie. There is no excuse. They should
At
have,
the
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was actually just reading an article on The Lion King.
Hmm.
So the guy who played Mufasa in the original played him in this movie
Really?
too. Yeah, and if I know the original Lion King pretty well, his lines actually didn't change for the most part. He added maybe like 5 extra words. So the fact that he was the one that they couldn't, you know, move his mouth to, that's so stupid because his lines are literally the same. I mean, he's only in the movie for, I don't know, 10 minutes.
I know, but it was just lazy. Speaking of the voice actors, I feel like a lot of them, I didn't. I, the the problem is that in an animated movie, the voice actors, they can be good, but they can also heavily rely on the characters conveying the emotion. But in this movie, they can't, and the voice actors kind of were just voicing them like they were regular animated characters that had all these exaggerated emotions. So I feel like they didn't compensate for the loss. So I feel like a lot of the voice actors I didn't really enjoy. I kind of They kind of felt weird to me. The only one I really liked was Scar. That was really the only performance I enjoyed.
I
Uh,
liked, this is so random.
mhm.
I liked Zazu.
Zazu.
He's the little bird.
Yeah. Uh,
I thought that the way that he was portrayed as like, I don't want to say an annoyance, but like he was like a hoppy little bird, and
yeah.
every time he talked, he was kind of like a hoppy little bird.
Mhm.
I liked that compared to like in the original, he's like, "Oh, I'm a big bad bird, and you're gonna listen to me because I'm in charge of like Simba." But in this one, he's like a stupid little hoppy bird, and I liked that.
Um, on the topic of Zazu, the one thing I didn't like about Zazu was when he was like one of the first characters you see on screen. So, you know, it had to be good. But the my problem with him is that his mouth just it seems very unnatural whenever he talked because like his mouth was like moving up and down like a bird's, but it was like human words coming out of it, and it was just really weird to me.
Well, parrots talk. Duh.
Yeah, but it just was like I don't know. I just really couldn't get over the fact that like you know he wasn't talking. I don't know. It just bothered me. But
I didn't like that I couldn't tell the lions apart.
yeah.
Like Simba and Nala are walking together, and I'm like, I don't know which one's which. Like, I really couldn't tell unless they were talking, and then I was like, oh, it's that one.
Yeah.
Um, or like at the end with Simba and Scar, like when they're next to each other,
Hmm.
I'm like, I don't know who you are, but I'm gonna assume you're this one.
Yeah. I heard a lot of people have that problem. I'm actually surprised that I didn't have. I actually always knew who was who, like even before they were talking. Like, I understand why you would have that problem. I'm just surprised that I didn't, have the same thing. But
It's just like in the original, they're like completely different looking,
well,
and
yeah.
in this one, they're like they all look like lions, and lions kind of look the same.
do do you think there was a good reason for this to exist?
Um, no,
Yeah,
not.
me either.
I didn't hate it, but I didn't think it was needed. Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Um,
I
not to
just
come at Disney's throat or anything, but I think that they need to come up with a new idea because live actions are kind of unnecessary.
yeah. Um but I just felt like the whole time I was kind of like staring at a brick wall because even without the characters that can emote, I was just it just didn't look interesting to me. Like the whole thing kind of looked the same, and they didn't really do much in the way of color, making it look interesting, like a cool color
Yeah,
palette.
they actually took away a lot of color. Like, in the original, when he sings, like, I just can't wait to be king, there's like, oh, fun colors and everything, like, is different colors and it's fun.
Mm,
And then, like, just everything's like, I guess, more of a color scheme to make
yeah,
it more like fun and animate it. And then this one, um, it wasn't, which I did kind of like, but I understand what you're saying of like, this is like watching, I don't know, a nature documentary or something.
yeah. Um, yeah. It's just. I mean, I feel like they could have made the movie more colorful, and it still would have been realistic. I mean, just put like some colors. I don't know. Um, I feel like maybe I, my main problem is that there are movies, like nature documentaries and shit, that are like real animals doing real people thing. I mean, no, not real people thing. Real animal things, like tigers, hunting and shit, and lions hunting. And then there are other types of animal movies which are like animals doing people things, and they have people like properties, and they, can convey people emotions. And, the animals, and if you were to have an animal that looked like, a cartoon character in a nature documentary, that wouldn't be fun. You wouldn't like that. That wouldn't make sense. And if you were to have an animal that looks like an animal in a nature documentary being in like a whimsical, fun story, that wouldn't make sense either. And I feel like that's where this movie lands. It is a real animal in a fun, whimsical story, and it doesn't match up. Like, it doesn't.
Yeah.
I just. I just don't understand that because, like, I mean, they obviously just kind of made it for money, but maybe they could have thought
Yeah.
of a better idea or something.
Maybe, perhaps.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, there's not a lot to talk about with this one because there's really no point in
it's
talking about
yeah,
the story.
it's literally this. The one difference
Mm-hmm.
is Scar's relation with the hyenas.
That didn't happen, or
No, yeah, no, it didn't happen. So, oh my God, I'm about to hit a whole backstory.
go for it.
Um, so the actual like reason in the original that Scar is friends with the hyenas
Mm-hmm.
is because he's like a lion outcast. So he goes to find like other friends, I
Yeah.
guess, and he becomes friends with like the hyenas and stuff. And then that's why he can so easily like, hey, we should kill Mufasa, and they're all like, yes, good idea. Um, because he's already friends with them.
Mm-hmm.
And this one, he shows up out of nowhere and he's like, hey, so I have this idea. We should get Mufasa. And they're like, we don't even like you. And he's like, but I'll give you food. And they're like, good idea. Let's do it.
Yeah, it's
Like, I think that in the original, the fact that he had a relationship with them made it make more sense that they gathered with him.
yeah.
Also, they cut out most of his song that he sings, and that's sad.
Not enough time for the bad guy. Um, did you like the I mean, all the songs in this are like covers, right?
Um, yeah, I mean,
Did,
I guess they sound the same. So, uh, except for we love auto-tuned Simba.
yeah,
I just can't wait to be king.
yeah. I like the part where Simba turns into an adult and he sounds extremely auto-tuned when he's singing
Yes,
the Akuma Matata. It
Akuna.
was
Anyway,
yeah,
um,
it was just like that reminded me of a meme. I actually started laughing, but I'll send it to you later if I can find it. But
okay.
yeah, I think my main problem was just I was bored for most of. Were you bored or did you like? I mean,
Well, I was making jokes with Alex the
uh huh.
whole time.
So I
So
mean,
yes,
so yeah.
yes, I was bored.
So that's not exactly a sign of quality.
Um, well, I guess if someone who, like Alex, hadn't seen all of the original Lion King,
Mm-hmm.
so I guess someone who hasn't seen the original Lion King more times than they should have, and they can quote it word for word, like I can, would probably enjoy the movie more than I just, like I said, I felt like I was watching a prettier Lion King.
Yeah. I mean, I've only watched it like maybe once, but it might have been in bits and pieces too, and I was still bored. So I don't know.
I think Alex said she liked it.
Yeah, Frank
Um,
said he liked it too.
oh, well, I guess it's split right down the middle.
Yeah,
No?
we have. Well, I'm cynical, and you've seen it a million times, so that's our excuse.
Yeah.
Um, but the one good thing about this movie was we got a cool poster out of it. I
Yeah,
really
we
like that
did.
poster. I'm looking at it right now. It's really cool. Um, a lot more creativity went into that poster than the entire movie. So
Yeah, you're not wrong. That's
also,
it's a really nice poster,
it
by the way.
is.
I got one when I went to Incredibles 2 for the early premiere,
Hmm.
and it was like a piece of paper. It was like, no, like shitty paper.
And that was like a $30 movie too, right? You had to.
Yeah, it was ridiculous because I saw the double feature of one and two.
Yeah, I mean this. It came in like plastic. It's like real poster paper. It's like the shit. It's really
Yeah,
cool.
it's a pretty nice,
Um,
nice poster.
Also one thing I did like was I liked the song at the end. That was pretty good.
Oh, that song is
The,
like at the ending
the
ending.
credits. The credits.
That song is from the second Lion King.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that was the only standout song to me, actually.
Um, yeah, it's the opening song for the second Lion King. Does that mean they're making a second live action?
Oh. Well, they are doing that for Aladdin, I think, because Aladdin made so much more than
No,
they ever
no, no,
thought.
no, 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 they're not. Nobody likes the second Aladdin.
Oh, they're making
Why
another
would
one.
they do that?
I don't know. They just, I mean, it made money. Aladdin, the original
Oh no.
Aladdin is still making a lot of money, even now. And we saw it, what, 2 months ago? A month ago?
Oh Jesus. They better not make a second Lion King live action. You know what? Actually, I want to see what they can do.
um, what else? What else? I thought Seth Rogen was interesting in this movie. He was almost good, in my opinion.
I liked him as Pumbaa.
Mm-hmm.
I did not like Timon.
No, Timon kind of sounded like almost a stereotype. Wait, who played Timon? I was actually just trying to look that up before now. Do you know who played him?
I do not. I
And
can't remember who plays him, but I did not like it. I think that the original Timon was a lot better and a lot like snarkier.
yeah,
Um, but I liked Seth Rogen as Pumbaa. I thought that he was somewhat funny. He made me laugh a couple of times.
yeah,
Um, I also really random. I think it's funny that in this movie they let Pumbaa fart. I don't know why. Like they let him say the word fart in Akuna Matata. I don't know why. I think that's funny. But in the original, Timon stops him and says Pumbaa, not in front of the kids.
but yeah, I
I
mean,
don't know why that's funny to me, but it was.
I feel like I found out who played him. It's somebody I don't even know, but I feel like Timon kind of sound like a gay stereotype. It was
I
like
thought that adult Simba sounded like a gay stereotype.
adult Simba. I thought Well, I thought. Well, I'll tell you what I thought later. Like I said, it's a meme. But yeah, I just thought that it was weird. I I guess that again, a lot of cartoon characters, they sound like stereotypes, but you don't focus on that. You focus on their funny emotions and their funny faces and shit like that. In this movie, you can't focus on that, so that's a problem.
Yeah.
That's Yeah. Like I said, the only performance I really liked was almost Seth Rogen and Scar. Whoever played Scar, he was good. Um,
I felt like Beyonce as Nala was unnecessary.
Beyonce as anybody is unnecessary. Beyonce gets like all these roles, but she really can't act.
I didn't know she had more than one role.
Yeah, she was in like I think she was in Ocean's 8 as a stoner, and she was in Valerian as somebody as like a stripper.
Well, the
So,
more you know.
yeah. Yeah, she's not a
Huh?
good actor. But anyway, what were you
Hmm.
going to say about just that she's unnecessary?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
that.
I mean, I guess that's just kind of this whole movie. I'm
Yeah. You know what else I didn't like?
what?
Well, should I wait until, are you gonna spoiler talk this or no? Because everyone's already
Let's
seen
just
the one.
spoiler talk right now. Let's go. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Well, spoiler alert number one, Mufasa dies.
Oh man.
But number two, um, so when Nala runs away, and you see the whole scene of her running away,
Mhm.
I thought that that was stupid because, and I'm actually gonna cut out the original here. In the musical,
Oh,
the one on Broadway,
yeah.
there was a whole song of like um Scar basically wants to rape Nala.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's like a whole thing and they cut it out of the original movie because it was too inappropriate. There
Sounds
was a reason.
inappropriate.
There was a
Yeah.
reason. However, in this movie, this live action movie, he's trying to get with Sarabi, who is Simba's mom,
Mhm.
which I think is stupid, and I think that they should have just kept it with he's going for Nala,
I
you
mean,
know?
I kind of understand. I mean, he wants to get with the queen, to gain the trust of the others.
Yeah, but how is she still the queen? Mufasa's dead, Simba's dead, she's nothing.
That's
She's
true.
pathetic. And
Yeah.
they all care about Nala because apparently, I don't know, there were like 7 different cubs in the beginning and all those cubs are gone, which I mean, if you're looking into lion anatomy, Scar probably ate them all, but that's a different story. And Nala's the only one left, and so don't you think they should respect her a little bit?
Yeah, I guess. I mean,
She has to have something that, she's still alive.
also, I feel like the queen not marrying Scar was kind of selfish and a bad idea because then Scar just starved. It was the whole thing where it was
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna give you guys food last. Then it's like, maybe you should swallow your pride and help you
Haha.
guys out
Ha. Follow your pride.
and help your pride. Yeah. Also, where did all the adult lions go? Are they just dead?
Oh, they were there
I didn't see them.
in like the background. They were all sleeping and stuff. They're very, very useless.
They were sleeping the whole time. All I saw were the lionesses. Um,
Oh, you mean boy lions?
yeah, yeah. I saw the girl lions. I didn't see any boy lions.
That's because lions don't have a lot of boy lions.
Uh,
That's why Scar's so petty.
because he had a brother, and that's like weird.
Yeah, it's like against like so basically lions do this thing where like they they either share as like two guys or they don't. It's only one guy allowed. That's why Scar would have eaten all the baby lions because um Nala is basically Simba's sister if
Oh.
we're being realistic here, um, lions do this thing where the guy is the dad of all the babies in the pride. And then once Scar takes over, he would have killed all those babies because they're not his bloodline, and he would have made his own bloodline.
Oh. Why didn't we get an incest scene in this version? Jeez. I would have liked that a lot more.
Might have spiced things up a little, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, but they didn't add that in. And I guess that can confuse some people if you don't know your lion information.
Yeah. I didn't know
That's
lions were so kinky.
well, no. This is in Alabama. It's Africa. Anyway, um so basically, Scar is just petty because he's not in charge. And the only reason that there's only one boy, well, I guess there could be other boys, but the only reason that Simba's allowed to be alive is because, like Mufasa, somebody has to take over for the king. And it's not Scar, 'cause Scar's already an adult.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's pretty weird. But
You know that they used VR to make this movie? Like,
VR?
you put the mask on
Yeah.
and yeah, they used that.
Why?
I don't know.
They just
I
thought it would be
just,
fun.
I guess so. They were like, this is such a cool game.
Yeah. It probably would have been a cool game, but we got a movie instead.
Lion King, the game.
That would be cool. But
Listen up, Disney. I expect a video game.
but yeah, what else do you want to talk about with this amazing
Oh,
adaptation?
um, I've got nothing.
Ah. Well, as a
Wait,
fan of
I have
Oh,
something. I lied.
okay, go.
I felt like this movie was so fast, it was ridiculous.
Yeah,
I
I
don't know
felt
why.
um
Maybe the original Lion King also feels fast and I don't notice it, but it felt really fast and rushed.
yeah, I mean for me it just fucking went on forever, but I see what you mean. The pacing is super like whacked out.
Jumpy. Like it was
Yeah.
like we're doing this done.
Yeah, like I didn't know if that was a problem with the original movie because like for like he was with the Timon and Pumbaa for like 5 minutes and then he leaves. And like this movie isn't even a short movie, which I found very very odd. Wait one sec. It's almost 2 hours long. It's
Really?
it's
That didn't feel like 2 hours of my life.
it it
How
didn't
long's the original?
um
I
one
feel like
sec.
the original might be shorter.
The original is 90 minutes. It's 1.5 hours.
Yeah.
So that's like, I don't know. It just felt really jumpy and weird.
Yeah. It, well, it it follows the same path as the original, but I felt like the original had like little intermingled like scenes that kind of carried along that like this one kind of didn't have.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know the original that well, so you'd know more than me. But
Yeah.
I just found it very, very odd that they
Yeah.
would, that just the pacing was odd. But as a fan of The Lion King, did you, did you like this movie?
Yes and no.
Yes and no, yeah. I was getting
I
that
would
impression.
pick I would pick the original over this movie,
Yeah,
but this one was okay and I didn't despise it. I just didn't love it.
yeah. So, you know. Well, do you have anything else to say, or do you want to get into the number ratings?
We can number rate it.
Okay, you go first.
Um, I'm gonna give it a solid 5.
5.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, I'm gonna go a bit low. I'm gonna give it a 1.
Wow,
Really did
that's
not
harsh.
like this movie.
What would you give the original though?
I mean, from what I saw, I guess I'd give it like a 7 or 7.5.
Yeah,
What would
that
you
makes
give
sense.
the original?
Probably like a 9. Really
Oh,
like that movie. Watch that
okay,
movie.
so wait one sec. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Okay, yeah, my drop would be bigger, but just don't waste your money. Go see the original, and just
Yeah,
why
they
not?
did do that once. They replayed the original in 3D for
They
no
did.
apparent whatsoever, and I went and saw it. So they should just do that again.
Did you
It,
enjoy that more than you enjoyed this?
yeah, I did. It was actually really impressive.
Okay, well maybe they should have done that. That probably would have been a better idea. But
Maybe.
I guess, alas, we got this instead. So yeah, thank you for coming on the show.
Oh, you're welcome.
And next time on the Movie Hoppers, we'll have the original back, and we are going to be reviewing The Art of Self-Defense. So get pumped for that shit, I guess. So yeah, thanks again for coming on,
Ah, you're welcome.
and
Anytime.
goodbye.
Bye.